Hello everyone, I am Neoxenock, and this is my video? Okay, so story is that I had done this Let's Play before, except I didn't realize at the time that my microphone was off, so I'm sure any of you who don't enjoy me speaking into this are, perfectly fine with that, but nonetheless, I prefer to do commentary as part of the reason why I do this. So, anyway, during a previous playthrough before this, I had done the story part where I met and talked to Piccolo, and we did this battle. So I figured I would start doing the battle that I wasn't able to do as a part of a Let's Play before, so I thought I'd start with doing this and then move on to the next one before doing other things. Because this was about an hour or so long or something like that, so I was able to touch on a lot of things. Yeah, this is sort of the beginning of the end of this Let's Play, I believe, because it's, there's only one PQ left, 2, maybe 3 expert missions left, and I don't know how much of this story mode for this hero Coloseum is. Honestly, I'm not even that attached to it. It is a fun game, but it's not... It is... okay. Definitely great for an addition to this game, and definitely something to do other than, grinding PQs and expert missions at all times. So, it's a fun little distraction, and they should definitely do more things like this in the future. So, the first time I played Piccolo, however, I would thoroughly trounced me. Like, I was utterly destroyed. So, he has pretty thoroughly balanced characters, and he is able to build up the defense and attack quite well. And while the speed is still small enough that I could routinely beat it, it's still high enough that it keeps me on my toes as far as, like, needing to pick out those high numbers first in order to try to go first. Although I think for this first turn I end up going first or something of that nature, but I don't remember, and I don't think it particularly matters anyway. Especially with Beerus on the side like that, he is definitely the hardest hitter out of all of them, and he'll smush on Piccolo. He'll be destroyed. Isn't that lovely? Don't worry, it'll only take a second. So yeah, I'm not doing a terribly huge amount of damage to anyone. Me, on the other hand, even defense-focused characters like Piccolo are getting pretty heftily damaged. And there's a reason for that. It's because whereas their characters are more evenly balanced, probably have higher stats than I do, most of my stats are not in defense, as I take notice of later. There went Frieza. At some point in time, I'm going to have to switch out that first defense debuff, because minus 70 even to everyone is kind of worthless. Excuse me. Plus 250 to attack, on the other hand, is the opposite of that. Yeah, definitely going for a much harder hit toward Piccolo. Goku, on the other hand, is put up as a sacrificial lamb just so those two don't try to trounce Lilla. I'm just hoping his defense holds out until so that neither of them attack Lilla. Not that it matters for the defense boost on the side with no figures to attack them. I should just put Vegeta behind Goku now that I think about it. It would have boosted both of their attacks and defenses. Although I still think Goku would have... because, yeah, I mean, they're going to destroy Goku, no doubt about that. Especially because Piccolo goes first. It is pretty heavily damaging against her. But yeah, that is an enormous amount of damage on Goku there. So I'm down to 3 now. But that won't matter in a moment. The advantage of keeping Vegeta over on that side is mostly just because, you know, other than Beerus, he is definitely the hardest hitter. Yeah! After this, character figures will get leveled up. So, it kind of floored me that, I mean, I know why they included Frieza. I mean, just because they're definitely going for, like, the greatest representatives of any of these particular racial groups. But it's weird that Frieza was the one. I mean, I know why they did, because he's, like, in the story of Dragon Ball, and he is, like, the representative of that race in the game. But even in the story context of the game, it's like, you know, your player character is supposed to be the hero and therefore rebelling against Frieza, which Frieza routinely threatens to murder. Oh, look at who it is. You're the ones who've been having these children's figure battles everywhere. I've looked at the game before. It looks to have some interesting tactical aspects, and it seems like a welcome distraction. So... and you are the perpetrators of it. Oh, you know about the Hero Coliseum? Of course I know about the Hero Coliseum! Why do you let your mother anywhere near the PA system? Do you know how aggravating it is to have that woman speak aloud about how great the Hero Coliseum is every 15 minutes? Still, these figures are quite tolerable. What do you think, Zarbon? Dodoria? You think they're exquisite? My mom will be happy to hear that. Oh, please. Still, I'm surprised that word like this has spread so much. You must have had some impressive fights. Huh? Fights? What are you talking about? Well, either way, I've never played this game before, but if you wish to challenge me, I am a natural prodigy, not just at fighting, but at strategy as well. I would welcome this, little soiree. What do you think? No? Well, that's too bad. We'll play in this game. Great, great. We will join you in this game, just as long as you don't kill us. Or try to, rather. I'm reasonably convinced that if Frieza doesn't recognize Trunks, that it must be before Frieza actually went to Namek. That must be the timeline that this Frieza has come from.
Help you kill time? Well, I suppose I would.
If they release another DLC for this, they really should include Tagoma. Either that or that red, was that guy from the Resurrection F movie named the big red one that supposedly trained with Frieza? So, the first move. Of course, Beerus goes down. Oh boy. I'm trying to decide if I should have a more defensive or offensive posture, but then I remembered that I hadn't seen Dodoria and Zarbon. I wanted to know what their powers were. For having such a low defense, he's pretty hard to hit, but although I'm certain I know why. But either way, I can negate the enemy Frieza's speed buff. And I'm trying to decide if I... So, I decided to play a more defensive game. Spirit Bomb phase, huh? Does anyone want to call any bets to see if this will be an actual figure game at some point in time that's released in Japan? I know it's made the rounds as a card game circuit like a couple of times. Yeah, my Frieza's numbers are much higher than your Frieza's. course, his attack I'm betting is much lower than my freezes. And that Dodoria's attack is rather pathetic. So at this point in time, I switched to a more attack posture. It was just a matter of deciding if I want Vegeta just in there on his own, or if I also want Goku. I think I do end up putting Goku on there. Don't I? Yeah. Of course, with this setup, I get none of those sweet stacking bonuses. Florida was able to beat him on speed. I think that was the first time he had like a serious advantage against me since I took my Frieza off the board. Yeah, that is some serious debuff right there. Well, I later found out apparently it's only for a one-round duration, and Zarbon goes bye-bye. So does Frieza. Dodoria is still terrible at attacking people. So at this point it's just a matter of time, as I have all my figures and he has less than 3 of his. So at this point one of those two is going to go on that, and of course he picks the one that has full health, but not that that makes a terribly large amount of difference. Although at this time I didn't realize that his attack had taken such a large, well, I mean, it had the minus penalties to its attack and defense. I just thought it was something that if it keeps happening it'll stack, but apparently not. I wonder, though, if I got a team of Vegetas like that, if all of their attack bonuses would keep stacking. Seriously. At one point in time, I think I had enough Vegetas to do that, but of course I'd scrap them in order to mine them for experience points. Of course, he has no hope of beating my speed at this point. So away they go. Surprisingly low amount of damage, though. At that point, I figured Goku would only be good as a meat shield and for the attack and defense buffs. But yeah. Beerus is a GD beast. And of course, Vegeta from later kills Vegeta from earlier. Because that's how Saiyans work. Always. And forever. All he has left is Dodoria. Haha! Denied! From using your ultimate attack. He only has one move he can do at this point. Because the AI never has the morale to do the age-old rage quit. So, at this stage, one of two things is going to happen. Either Dodoria is going to go down and I win, or Frieza is going to go down and I win. He literally no longer has the speed to ever beat me. Didn't even bother. Turns out Dodoria is the first to fall. Sorry, Frieza. Just weren't good enough. You and your inferior figs are terrible. And you should feel bad, too. And that was that. So at this point in time, we stopped getting story mode from the battle arena itself and then get it directly from Bulma. How can this be? In a game of strategy, I lost against a filthy Ningen. I heard Zamasu said that, and I like it, so I'm going to adopt it after I kill him. How dare you! No fighting, no fighting. Lord Beerus would not accept that. Okay, fine. Fine, this isn't worth getting mad about. Such barbarism is beneath me. So, I may have underestimated you, but I assure you the outcome would be different if I took this filthy card game a little bit more seriously. If I gathered the might of my army, I might even have been able to beat you. Yes, that is what I said. So, next time we meet, I will defeat you. But only until I can kill you. Which will be immediately after, regardless of whether you win or lose, and especially if you lose. If I lose. I'm terrible at this. Alright, well, this is one more battle under our belt, and beating Frieza at this might even rank up the popularity a little bit more. Yeah, Lilla doesn't care. Only because this place is wholly owned subsidiary of Capsule Corporation. So at this point, I'm going to level up the NBPs of my particular groups. Getting Piccolo up because he's my only defensive character. So yeah, this is me going through and looking at the defenses of my characters, trying to figure out why I had lost so horribly against one of the earlier battles from Piccolo. And realizing that only one of my characters has a defense that is higher than 1,000. And even that's not that great. About average, actually. That, and I stopped liking the look of Deck 2. So at this point, we'll do something else. I'm trying to decide if I wanted to make the episode more about doing a lot of those hero Coloseum battles. Because I wasn't certain, because I know that if you talk to Bulma, you get like benefits and such. But I also didn't want to get locked into another hero Coloseum battle. So instead, I'm going to visit our newest master.
Need something?
I'm an assassin. I don't usually give combat training, so if my lessons start to scare you, you'd better get the hell out of my sight and fast. And that's neat. This time around, you'll be fighting the absolute limit. Lose focus for even a split second and you're as good as dead. This is a challenge you'll have to pass if you ever want to master my techniques. Now, get up your guard. Are you ready? I'm always ready. Well, focus on your training. So yeah, lessons 2 and 3 are definitely way easier than lesson 1. And every lesson is way easier than Zamasu's lessons. So last time I tried to get the second one, but the button presses just wasn't working for me. I don't know if it's these filthy sausage fingers of mine, or if it's just my controller, or what it is. But, yeah. You have to do, like, specific combinations of button presses, and they are a nightmare to do.
I'm sure it'll be a tough battle, but try to win using the technique I taught.
Don't think I'm gonna go easy on you just because this is training.
Got a point. Take this seriously, too.
Well, Goku, are you impressed by my student's performance?
Not yet, but you will be.
It's almost like I'm fighting him himself.
Yeah, don't stroke the CAC's controller too badly. And too much. This already is a power fantasy incarnate. You don't need all the on-screen people just stoking everyone's ego. I'm still just imagining going through this with a character name of, and like the character is actually saying what the character name is when you're going through a game with a name like myballsexe.org or something like that. People on the
You're pretty
internet
good
are
there.
great.
I'd like to fight you again sometime. And hit too, of course.
You did a fine job against those two.
Now Hit wants in on it.
I changed my mind. I'll be your next opponent. You can keep fighting, right?
And that's when I start to use the ability from the last lesson. I might actually, next time I actually play the game, I should consider actually adding those moves onto the version of Lilla that I use on PvP battles. I could probably test it out in the combat arena before I do something else.
Making good progress, but I'm still not going to lose to someone like you.
I don't quite know how I'm going to get Xenoverse's abilities.
Excellent work.
I'm kind of at the point to where I just don't feel that I'm good enough to actually do it on my own. I might end up using a save editor to get it. Problem with that is, though, is that it erases a lot of things that I have done. For example, the last time I used a save editor, it completely erased all of the information. Like the PQs tell you like the qualifications in order to get an ultimate finish. Those two lines with a bunch of question marks under it is replaced by those requirements. So, and then it like forgets that I ever did any of it. And also it tells you, and also it for any affection that masters have for their students is also erased. Which is quite irritating. And that's why in order to get my, and that's why I never actually, I mean, I tested it out and I've looked at it, but I've never, like, actually used it for keeps. Actually got my cheaty PQs from something else. A cheat engine. Which doesn't work anymore, which is fine. I mostly just like using those things like that in order to avoid just grinding, because it allows me to keep focus on like doing new and different things instead of trying and failing at doing the same thing over and over again. Or, as another example, finish missions that would normally require online players that would require a continuous and stable internet connection to do. So anyway, we're just kind of poking around a bit, but pretty soon. So we're gonna do the PQ now. The final PQ.
Greetings. Greetings.
So yeah. I'm stopping for a moment to send a text message. So yeah, finished everything. Just one more to go. So yeah, all of my running low on my items, but I have everything that I need. So yeah, of course I'm going to take Hit, the version of myself with one of my favorite outfit combinations, and honestly a great version of Ten Shinhan, the first master I took.
Why not? I'm the one you're fighting. Don't you dare give orders to a god.
So yeah, apparently a lot of former Z enemies are in this for reasons.
It isn't over yet.
What an attack!
Yeah. Alright. No more distractions. Ah, that thing won't go together. Okay. So, yeah. The human transformation of this is definitely not my favorite transformation. What I've heard about Xenoverse 3 doesn't really do it much better because I think they add, like... I don't know. I really think they shouldn't be afraid of doing other things. Inventing new transformations or the like that might be appropriate. Especially for the races that don't have a lot of their own transformations. And, well, okay, humans. I'm talking specifically about humans. There's definitely enough fodder, I think, for everyone else, but humans, again, get the shaft. still think Ten Shinhan should be in a much better place than where he is in Super. But that's neither here nor there. Either way, I get to beat up on Zamasu and then play a game of who wore it better against Goku Black. I'm sorry, Zamasu. Are you irritated? Trying to see if there are any time patrollers anywhere nearby. Not that I would have fought them around this time because I have all 7 Dragon Balls, but just to see if they were there. To my knowledge, I don't think they appear in this mission.
I have some news for you. The thing that will send you to the grave is Super Saiyan Blue. Prepare yourself.
A member of the warrior race with the energy of a god. Fascinating. You've come so far. Yes. You are still pathetic monster.
You know, in a weird way, even though it wasn't intentional at all, I always thought that the way Goku's voice changed from Goku Black to after his Super Saiyan Rose transformation was a pretty interesting representation of, because of the transformation that I mean, it's a transformation in more than a few ways, because at this point in time, Zamasu has not gotten used to Goku's body. He's still adapting to it and getting stronger and stronger as he gets to... But supposedly when he reaches Super Saiyan Rose, he apparently has reached the pinnacle of the union between his... yeah, spoiler alert. Of the union between his soul, his soul and the body that he stole from Goku. So whereas Goku Black sounds like evil Goku, Goku Black Rose with the Super Saiyan Rose transformation, Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black, whatever it's called, sounds much more like Zamasu. Which I think it would be, so, I mean, just kind of thinking about it like that, I think it wouldn't disappoint me if they translated that over to the English dub of the show, but, you know, I also wouldn't be surprised if they, you know, just kind of sort of ditch that idea, which is fine. Hi, Cooler. He kicked me in the face. He punched me in the face. Kicked me in the back of the head. Now he's dead. Oh, I blasted that building up a good, but alas, they instantly repair. I weren't better. I picked out better boots, and I'm wearing gloves that match.
You've come a long way. As a reward, I have something to show you.
What do you think of this color? Is it not beautiful? If I were to give it a name that suits your sensibilities... Ah, yes! Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black.
Cell and Android 16.
Finally made Goku's power entirely my own.
Oh yeah, there you go. See? That's exactly what I was talking about.
I'm impressed you have come so far.
It's such a little thing that she does when she twirls that staff, but it's just one of the little touches as to why I like this game.
You should know your place on the table with bread.
I don't know why they keep saying that. They said it in the anime, they said it several times in Xenoverse 2. It's like, just what is the obsession with, like, comparing people with food? I mean, I understand it's like, you're an appetizer is supposed to mean, like, you know, you're nothing except, like, the pre-show entertainment. Not even the main course, but he goes on about it and seems to have... He's alluded to it so often, it's sort of taken on a different meaning, I think. It's like driving an analogy to the ground to make me wonder if that was what was supposed to mean, or if there's, like, some sort of undertone of cannibalism. Which, of course, if he considers himself to humans what humans consider themselves to chickens, it might not be as surprising as you might expect, but, you know, still, it just adds another whole other creep factor to the whole thing. So, Kid Buu, along with a bunch of movie villains. Ones that don't even belong in the Buu era. Just batting him around. If I ever make another human character, he definitely needs to be like a sportsman, and I can use the all those baseball uniforms I have whenever I use this transformation.
How pathetic of me.
Do 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 do. Thwack. If I remember correctly, I think that move is that she just used is Bojack's. And it is actually a pretty good move. Oh. He knocked me right off my flying Nimbus. Thwacked them away, but good. So, honestly, I really do like that transformation. It's very good defensively, especially with the Super Soul that I took with it. So it makes fighting far more efficient, but it's definitely not for anyone who wants to do a lot of damage in a very short amount of time. It is terrible at that, but it is very good at defense. Again, especially with the Super Soul that just flat out gives you the super armor when you activate the ability. I've never tried it out in an expert mission before, though. I'm thinking I should, but the problem with that is that it would only even be worthwhile in a lower level one, because all you do, there are no ultimate attacks, and those are the only ones that do damage. And on top of that, there's nothing else you can do. So it's, yeah, well, it would actually mean it would be quite terrible for that reason. But anyway, so here's me fighting against Buu 2, the Reckoning. A rather tall Kid Buu with no ability to absorb or regenerate. But with a lot of cool, but he is a cool villain. He's like one of the coolest ones. Then you have the Incredible Hulk Saiyan Edition.
It seems we've made a grave miscalculation. Mortals aren't real pests. We are cautious. Ideal world that playtime is over.
I really do like that burst Kamehameha ability. It's been very useful.
The gods. These
Yep, and now he's gone.
true divine power. So the time is right. Hearken, mortals. Kneel before our radiant. I am justice given form. I am the world. Now worship, venerate the most noble, splendid, immortal, and supremely powerful god, Zamasu.
No! Denied!
All right!
Oh, it's you.
Who are you?
Since the two of you fused, we decided to fuse too. I'm the fusion between Vegeta and Vegeta. Call me Vegeta. And this is Vegito Blue!
See, it's things like this as to why they should have just made Super Saiyan Blue a transformation.
No match for a god!
And Blue Kaioken. I mean, it's like they could have saved themselves an entire model by just giving the transformation as an alternate costume for Vegito normal. And they could have even expanded Gogeta a bit by just giving him like Super Saiyan transformation, even like the kind that the players get, so that he could do Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, and Super Saiyan 3. But no.
Before my radiance. Seems you are not entirely without skill.
Yeah, easy peasy. This fight is actually much easier than the one in the actual story mode. It's actually a bit easier than Super Mira. Or Final Form Mira, or whatever they want to call him. This feels wonderful, Mira.
Darkness my light cannot pierce.
I think I should try that Neo Tri-Beam at some point in time. Again. To see how its damage has improved now that my character is 99th level.
This cannot be the end. A god fusing to a mortal. This cannot happen.
Not now.
Where did they come from? It doesn't matter. We just have to beat them, that's all.
Ah, 17 and Super 17. Is that 17 cubed? So, yeah, this isn't that difficult. went down.
Still fight.
I like how the NPCs make fun of how terrible I am at fighting when I, go below 50% hit points, when they're at like 10% of their maximum. Now, come to think of it, 17's abilities have never been accurately represented in the game before. I mean, granted, neither have Boo's or any of the others, or some of the others with their special abilities, because 17 in Dragon Ball GT was able to, get power every time he was hit. There's not even a Super Soul or anything that replicates abilities like that. It's like something along the lines of like, the more damage you take, the bigger the bonuses to damage with all of your attacks is. Like if you're at 50%, then you get a small boost. If you're at 25%, you get a large boost, and then like extra large if you're at 10% or less, or something like that.
Your weight.
So anyway, just 117 left. It's not terribly difficult. He takes a lot of damage from her abilities. So I think at this point, he just gets punched out. Nope!
I can do this too,
Yeah, but part of you is Vegeta, and that makes you terrible.
I had no idea you were so powerful. How pleasantly surprising.
Yeah. So, valuable stuff and things. So, we do our last thing for the episode. Now that we've done the final PQ, we just have whatever remains of the Hero Coloseum and the final expert missions. So at this point, we can begin Lilla's retirement. And kick it off with allowing her to reach the full extent of her power. So, it's time to wish upon the dragon, because I don't think anyone is able or willing to grind out the other 4 million experience points. Or is it 40 million? 400? I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It's done. What are you looking at?
You again.
Every time these menus pop up, my hand goes right for my controller.
Come, say your wish.
I want make my character grow.
I just have to grant the one wish, correct?
Yes,
A
Shenron.
very easy wish. granted your wish.
And now I'm 4 million and change experience points higher. Unless I want to grind like those certain expert missions like 40 bajillion times. Then I wouldn't need to. Especially if I did it with the, Why isn't there a Super Soul that says, like, you get double TP points? I mean, there's one for money, which is absolutely useless. One for experience points, which is horrendously useful. Whatever. Anyway, thanks for joining me, everyone. Take care, and goodbye.